What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Truth be told, I actually made a Cookie DAO video earlier today. It was a really good video. It was about a 15-minute long video. I went to post it, and I wasn't even recording. I just remember thinking, I'm like, man, I feel good about this one. This is a really good video. And nope. Didn't record it. I don't know what happened, man. I told you guys I was tired earlier today. I did not get any sleep. Now I'm just slap happy, but I got that good energy, man. Speaking of someone who has good energy, in that video, one of the things that I was saying was I was giving a shout out to Ivan on Tech here. If you guys don't follow him, I really would recommend following him because he's smart, he's funny, he's entertaining, and he's very informative about things that go on in the space. He's not so big on technical analysis, but he does hit a lot of stuff. If you've ever watched his shows, I think he's on vacation now, so he's not doing every single day, but he normally does at least like a stream every single day, and he's very good. I think he's very good at what he does, and he's definitely a smart person, and an OG in the space. If it wasn't for him, I would have never heard about Cookie DAO. And I don't know if any of you, by extension, would have ever heard of Cookie DAO. Maybe you would have, maybe you wouldn't. But Cookie, the only reason why I know about it at all is because I follow him, and he talked about it. I didn't start talking about it recently because he started talking about it recently. He started talking about it a long time ago. I just started talking about it now because I see the opportunity here that it is, it listed on Binance already. It's moved down a lot. It's finding support at its prior areas of resistance. It's looking good from a structural standpoint, right? But I also think it's important to address and give credit to where you get your information from, right? I am not the arbiter of truth. A lot of YouTubers want to pretend like they're special, like they are the smartest people in the world, and that if you want the inside scoop, you have to come to them because they're the only people that know everything, but then they actually get their information from somewhere, but they just don't want to tell you where it is. I don't want to hide that, right? That's information is power, knowledge is power, and I think the world would be better off if we shared that stuff. Not that this is gonna add to your power, but I mean, maybe, man, this might help you out with understanding certain things in the crypto market, getting his perspective right. He's a very talented individual. So enough of that. I feel like I'm just buttering the bread, as I like to say. So let's continue here, guys. Talk about Cookie DAO from a low to a high. I just think it's important. I think it's important to give credit where credit's due, right? I would not have invested in this. I would not have been aware of it if he didn't give it the vote of approval, if he didn't talk about it himself. He's the one that got me hyped up on it. So if I'm getting anybody hyped up on Cookie DAO, that just understand this is, I think he deserves some credit too. Here you go from a low to a high, pulling back to the 382, closing above the 382. We love to see it. This week has 2 days and 23 hours left in it. I would like to see this week close above 20.13 cents. I think that would be crucial to maintaining this idea that we are about to move up. If we start closing below the 382 on a weekly basis, it really will start to look like we could see prices coming down all the way to 8 cents. I don't think that's going to happen. I accept it as a possibility, but I really don't think that's going to happen. At least we would go down to like 13 cents or something like that. But most likely we will move up throughout the rest of the week. I think that's going to happen. Weekly RSI bouncing off the 50 is a good look. So closing here or higher wouldn't be a bad thing based on that. Even closing a little bit higher as long as you're above the 382 would be nice. Daily time frame here, the daily RSI. Rejecting the 50, continuing to find support on the 40. I think right now the ball is in the Bulls' court. Let's see how far they roll this thing, how far they kick it down the hill or up the hill in this kind of case. I would love it if we can get above the 60. Traditionally, that's actually a big deal, but it looks like more so this 55 area actually seems to matter more. So normally I would like to see you get above the 60, but I think it's time to start getting excited once we get a daily RSI to provide a reading that is above these highs here, because likely what that means is we've broken out of our downtrend in the RSI. We moved up, had our initial pop, consolidated, and when we get above this area here, we're moving up to the overbought zone. The last time that we moved up to the overbought zone after coming from the oversold territories, that was this move, which was an overall 42x, right? Crazy stuff. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see a 42x from here. Maybe more. You never know. But I definitely think that it's on its way up higher. You really can't stop this thing, man. It's getting listed on Coinbase. There's a roadmap to list it at least. There's no guarantee, to be completely fair, that they will list it on Coinbase from what I've found out. Just because they have a roadmap doesn't mean there's a guarantee, but it does show interest. And I would think that in this area of consolidation, if Coinbase has interest in it, they're probably accumulating at these areas, which gives me a lot of confidence that we wouldn't see lower prices. But you never know. If we take a high to a low here, looking at it like this, high to a low here, We're consolidating between the 382 and the 069. It's a bit odd and volatile, but it's not necessarily bearish or neutral. It's just kind of obscure. Normally you would consolidate between here, or maybe you would even consolidate between here, but you're splitting both zones. I would expect when we do move up, we rip rather immediately to the golden ratio. Sometime maybe by the end of next week, if not certainly over the next 10 days or so, I would think that we are at about 42 cents to 48 cents, somewhere in that zone. And if not, potentially higher. You never know. If Coinbase starts buying, man, that exchange buying pressure. I mean, we've seen that before. This is what it looks like. That's Binance exchange buying pressure right there, especially on these good projects. I want to see what Cookie's volume is real quick. What its market cap is, what its volume is. Yeah, man. We got half our market cap in volume, over half, at these areas, right? Literally right here at these areas where it looks like it's low volume. Make no mistake, guys. There's some acquisition going on down here. Crazy stuff. I expect it's going to result in a nice move up too. The last time that we were, maybe not the last time that we were in this area, but over here when we were moving up, we did see a move that was 122% in a day. I'm not saying that has to happen, but just to illustrate how fast we can move from the zone, I expect that we genuinely will see a very, very rapid approach to this 61869 area, if not even beyond that, over the coming weeks, specifically over the next 10 days or less is what I'm thinking. 68 cents would be the maximum effort that I could see us achieving right here. Something like that. Inevitably, I do think that we're going higher, right? By the end of March, by the end of April, I think that we are going to go higher. But just on this initial little break here, and then we might consolidate a little bit and then continue to move up, something like that, right? I don't suspect that whenever we find resistance in this area here, I don't suspect it results in a consolidation phase that's as long as this one. I think it'll be maybe half as large, maybe smaller than that, something kind of on the lines of this or like this makes more sense to me. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's just my thoughts. Inevitably, we are going to move up. The targets haven't changed, you guys. We're at 19 cents, 19.3 cents right now. The targets have not changed. We likely do see targets that are above $1 at $1.37 at the least. But I would expect that we see something around 258 or more. My logic behind that is if Coinbase actually is acquiring this, if they are going to list it on their exchange, from a low to a high. Oh wow, hold up. I just got a notification. Is this true? Is it pumping right now? Oh, baby. Oh, nice. Good job, Bitcoin Cash. Hell yeah. Okay, anyways. 42x. Wasn't it a 42x? I swear it was a 42x. Whatever. It's a 41.9x right there. I would assume, because Binance, the biggest crypto exchange in the world, is buying this, Coinbase being the second biggest crypto exchange in the world, I would assume that we probably don't see a 41x or a 42x, but if we were to see something that was, I don't know, half that big, and let's take it from the low, not from the current price, but from the low, something that was half that big or even less than that, that'd be at the golden ratio. If we move up to the 1272 only, that'd be a 10x overall from the low to the high, and that's great. 10x is fine, but from a 41x to a 10x, it just doesn't seem appropriate to me. I mean, and who am I to say, but that's a rather robust move here. You fell back, found support at a very key area, very solid structure. You're in this phenomenal, it almost looks like a bull flag. And if it were to perform as such, you would likely see targets that are at least something at about 258. If not, if it was a bull flag, guys, this would call for a move that takes you all the way up above $5 in a very similar amount of time. But I don't think that we're going to do that, right? It is possible. It is completely possible that we could see 420 to 516. But the most likely area that I think we stop at is probably about 258 to 420, somewhere in that zone, right? Which is anything from an overall low. And actually, let me put it at this current price. From the current price, that'd be anything from about a 13, 14x to potentially a 22x almost, something like that. And that makes sense given the context that this last move was about twice that size. I don't think I'm asking for, it feels crazy, but I don't feel like I'm asking for too much, man. At any rate, the golden ratio is a very likely stopping point. Anything above that, likely we would stop at 420 or around there. 19.17 cents now. Let's look at some more technicals and see what we're going to do on the short-term time frame before we end the video here. I think we're going to move up today, guys, yeah. Consolidating here, no volume at all. Volume's coming in. Volume's coming in as we're breaking out of this consolidation phase at the lows here, right? If you were to go lower, I think that was your attempt, and you're not doing it, man. And this 4-hour time frame looks rather bullish. 1 hour time frame, bullish. Bullish as hell, you guys. Super bullish. Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's phenomenal. Today's going to be a good day. We're going to be back above not just 20 cents, but likely back around this 23-cent area. I think a key area to watch to break out is something around 23.25. When we do get a day to close above there, that will likely trigger an immediate breakout response that does take us up to these areas that are around, let's say, 42 cents to 47 cents, 50 cents. What was that golden ratio at? 42 cents to 48 cents. Yeah, perfect. Right in that area there. If not higher. Sometimes and oftentimes lately, a lot of cryptos have moved up to their 786, 886 zone. So we're at 19.2 cents now. I'm talking about a move that could potentially take you up to 57 to 68 cents within the next week and a half or so. Maybe even days from now. Who knows? But I think Cookie DAO is going to do phenomenal. I loaded up the truck, you guys. I loaded up the truck on this thing. I really did. Moved some money around, got some things in the right places, and I'm happy with this thing. I'm ready for it to do what it's supposed to do. We're just waiting at this point, right? I got nothing else to say. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I have a feeling we're not going to be waiting for too much longer, and likely, again, I want to just say it one more time, within the next 10 days, I think that we will not only have a breakout move here, but we will be at prices that are more than 100% higher from where we are now. That's the expectation. So timing is the hardest thing, you guys. Timing really is the hardest thing, but I feel pretty confident about this one. We'll see how it goes. Take care. Bye-bye.